Global surge in renewable energy. Adoption in 2024, a step closer to a sustainable future. May 16, 2025. Global news. The year 2024 marked a significant milestone in the global transition towards renewable energy with unprecedented growth in capacity and investment. However, despite these achievements, challenges remain that could impede the progress needed to meet international climate targets. Record-breaking growth in renewable energy capacity, according to the International Renewable Energy Agency. IRENA global renewable power capacity increased by 585 GWh in 2024, representing a 15.1% annual growth rate. The highest ever recorded. This surge was primarily driven by solar and wind energy, which together accounted for 96.6% of the net renewable expansion. Solar energy alone grew by 32.2%, adding nearly 452 GW to the global capacity, while wind energy expanded by 12.6%, contributing 123 GW. Regional disparities in renewable energy deployment. While Asia led to global renewable energy expansion, accounting for 72% of the total additions, significant disparities persist across regions. China was a dominant force, contributing over 88% of Asia's increase. In contrast, regions such as Africa and the Middle East saw minimal growth, with Africa adding only 4.2 GW and the Middle East 3.3 GW. These disparities underscore the need for targeted investments and policies to accelerate renewable energy adoption in underserved regions. The role of renewable energy in meeting growing demand. The International Energy Agency (IEA) reported that global energy demand surged by 2.2% in 2024, nearly double the average annual increase over the past decade. This rise was driven by factors such as record global temperatures, increased industrial activity, and the growing electrification of transport and data centers. Notably, renewable sources accounted for 80% of the increase in global electricity generation, with solar, wind, and nuclear power collectively contributing 40% of total generation. For first-time investment trends and challenges. Global investment in renewable energy reached a record high of $570 billion in 2023. However, this investment is not equitably distributed, with emerging and developing economies facing financing gaps. To achieve the goal of tripling renewable power capacity by 2030, annual investments need to increase to $1.5 trillion. Additionally, political challenges, such as proposed rollbacks of clean energy tax credits in the United States, threaten to undermine progress in key markets. Technological advancements and innovations. Technological innovations continue to drive the growth of renewable energy. In the wind sector, the World Wind Energy Association reported that global wind power capacity reached nearly 1.1 terawatts by mid-2024, with China exceeding 500 GW of installed capacity. The first half of 2024 saw the addition of 45.2 GW of new wind capacity, with projections indicating a total of 150 GW for the year. In the solar sector, the cost of electricity from new solar photovoltaic projects dropped by 12% in 2023, making solar power increasingly cost competitive with fossil fuels. This decline in cost is expected to continue further, accelerating the adoption of solar energy worldwide. Policy and regulatory developments. Governments worldwide are implementing policies to support the transition to renewable energy. In India, the state of Rajasthan has added over 10,000 megawatts of renewable capacity in the past 18 months and aims to reach 115 GW by 2030, contributing nearly a quarter of the national target of 500 GW. Similarly, National Grid in the UK has pledged a £60 billion investment in energy infrastructure by 2029, focusing on grid decarbonization and renewable energy integration. However, policy inconsistencies persist in the United States. Proposed legislation to roll back clean energy tax credits could stall momentum in the renewable energy sector, potentially undermining the country's competitiveness and efforts to reduce carbon emissions. Looking ahead, challenges and opportunities. Despite the record growth in renewable energy capacity, the world remains off track to meet the goal of tripling installed renewable power capacity to 11 terawatts. By 2030, to achieve this target, the annual growth rate needs to increase from 15.1% to 16.6%. Achieving this will require sustained political commitment, increased investment, and the scaling up of renewable energy technologies. In conclusion, while 2024 was a landmark year for renewable energy, the path ahead remains challenging. Addressing regional disparities, securing equitable investments, and implementing supportive policies will be crucial to ensuring a sustainable and resilient energy future for all.